Welcome back into Rounding Third Baseball, episode 254, A Fight for the Freeland. I'm Nick, and we have Harrison tonight. How are we doing, Harrison?
I am fantastic. Nick, how are you?
Doing pretty good. I'm trying to get more clever and clever with these headlines to start off the show, but thought
I'm
this was
not
a
sure
good one.
what's better, this title or the Disney post you just put out. They're
I
both
mean,
pretty epic.
they're pretty good. So,
And for the
all right.
record, that Disney post was approved by my wife, who said she loved it. So therefore, as a Disney expert, you win.
All right. That's great. I got the approval of Sarah, so
Yep.
I can retire happy now. I'm good.
Yep.
So, all right, we are going to get into a whole bunch of different types of news this week. Kind of an odd week, but we will get into it all. But first, make sure you follow and like us on Facebook. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can follow on Instagram, Rumble, and TikTok as well. But when you're going to work, you can also listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. We also have our affiliate programs, Dick's Sporting Goods, MLB Shop, and Lids. You can find these links on the tops of all of our socials. So if you do any shopping with these companies, please do it through our links as we get a nice little kickback with no additional costs to you. Just a great way to support the show.
And thank you all that have.
We also have Rounding Third merch. You search Rounding Third Baseball on Etsy. You can get sweatshirts, t-shirts, tumblers, a whole bunch of stuff on there. Just another great way to support us and to get our name out there. And finally, our community that we're building on Patreon. So just another great way to come on, talk baseball. We're going to be running live watch parties through there during the playoffs. Just a small community of people that can come on and talk baseball whenever you want. And there's paid memberships that come with different perks, or you can join for free. It's your choice. Just trying to build a community offline. I guess technically it's still online.
Just it's in its own little spot now. It's not just lost
There
in
it
the
is.
Facebook universe.
Absolutely. So, all right, here we go. I got to lead off with this because I know we talked about it a little bit on Sunday, but we reached 7 million views in August, Harrison. 7 million.
Is that a lot? I mean, it seems like it's a lot.
I mean, when we started this, it just seemed like it was not like we were just doing it for fun. And then for this to blow up the way it has been absolutely mind-blowing.
I think back to the first few shows where nobody watched, and the first few months of posts that nobody saw. Other than the fact that I think your dad liked them all and my wife liked them all. Like we had support like that, but it is wild how far we've gone from literally no views and no audience to 7 million views, people on the live stream with us. I mean, we used to go live. We've been going live for 3.5 years. We used to go live to nobody. It would be 0 people in the chat,
Yeah.
and just us chit chatting.
Yeah.
So it's come a long way, and it's awesome.
Yeah. So we have all you guys to thank for that. So absolutely incredible. So let's keep it rolling. Before we go, we were talking about the Disney chat. Captain says Albert Bell has my oldest dying. Love it.
That one is, I mean, Bell's head on Albert's body. I mean, it just seems right.
Yeah, it's so great. All right, let's get into it. The little milestones here at the top. Junior Caminero, second youngest third baseman to reach 40 moonshots. Only second to Eddie Matthews. I mean, the last time I checked, Eddie Matthews was pretty dang good.
That's pretty good company.
Yeah. And this kid's legit. Caminero he's here to stay. Another one of those young kids we keep talking about that is coming up and making a huge impact right away.
Well, and he absolutely terrorized the Winter League this past year. He hit like 370 something and won the home run derby. And again, the Rays, they 3D print these people and just send them to the major leagues. They just keep pumping out these guys that can hit, pitchers that can throw. It's wild, but he is absolutely a star in the making. And I've been high on him since last year. Was happy to see him stick with the Rays early on. He got off to a slow-ish start. They hung with him, and he's been a monster.
Yeah. Shohei Ohtani and Juan Soto should be second and third in the league and highest contract next to the head scout for the Tampa Bay Rays. This guy should be the highest paid person in MLB. Because, like you said, it's just year after year after year. I mean, who just came? Carson Williams just came up. Like, I mean, these guys are showing up out of nowhere, and they're nasty. They're really good.
And
Insane.
what's funny is I don't think the Rays have ever had the number 1 ranked minor league system, not that I can remember. But yet it seems like every year they just pull studs out of the system like whenever they need them.
Yeah.
I don't think they've ever been number 1. They're always towards the top, but they just keep bringing these young studs through, and they're rolling up to the major league level, and next thing you know, they're good. And I mentioned to you before we went live, like, take a look at the standings, but the Rays are quietly creeping back into contention. They're 2.5 games out of the wild card.
That sweep against the Mariners was big.
Ooh. And I mean, the Mariners right now are one kind of bad week away from not being in the playoffs anymore. I mean, there's 4 teams within 3 games of them, and they're not going away.
Yeah. Captain, I don't think he's a free agent this season. But yeah, like we said, Ray's one of the best farm systems. But
yeah, the Rays farm system has always been good. I'm not sure they've ever been ranked number 1, but it's always good. And this is Camaro's first year. He's under control for a while.
Yeah.
It's 3 years before arbitration, then you 2 years arbitration, then you're off. So they got some time.
Yeah. All right. Andrew Heaney back to the Dodgers. I didn't even hear that the Pirates released him. He must have had some incentives coming up, and they
did.
had to get rid of
him. Pretty sure he had incentives based on innings pitched, and they moved him to the bullpen, then cut him.
Great. Other than Scanes, your most reliable starter this year. Yeah. I don't know how the Players Association doesn't step in and say something there. The MLBPA. How do you? I mean, I know it's the owner, it's his team, he can do what he wants, but like, at what point, like, if you have incentives in your contract, do you have to follow through on those? I mean, I know you have free will to cut guys whenever you want, but I mean, like, come on now, this is crazy.
He was at like 8 2/3 innings shy of $100,000 bonus, and they demoted him to the bullpen and then cut him a couple days later.
I don't understand.
What kills me is after the whole Rowdy Tellez and IKF situation, like, why would anybody sign an incentive contract there? Like, they're not going to pay you because they're not going to be in contention. The irony of it is they don't need you the whole season because they won't be in contention anyways. It is kind of a joke that anybody still signs an incentive contract in Pittsburgh. And honestly, I feel really bad for Ben Cherington, who's the GM in Pittsburgh, who was an old Theo disciple deep in the Red Sox organization. He's better than this, and this is not his style, but that's the organization he's in. And I hope he gets another chance somewhere real that has like an actual owner that cares. Because I think he actually could be a good GM. But these games they're playing are just going to ruin that organization because people are just going to stop thinking their contracts are worth anything.
Yeah, I just don't understand how they are allowed to do this. Like, in the grand scheme of things. And like, all right, people say, oh, they get paid too much money anyways. And yes, that's a different argument. I get it, whatever. Sure. But like, this guy went out and performed for an underperforming team.
He did. He was good. And then
instead of saying thank you, you're saying, we're just going to release you, have the Dodgers pick you up, and maybe, get a World Series ring. Maybe we'll spin it that way instead of paying you the $100,000 we're going to owe you. I don't know how the Players Union hasn't stepped in and said something about this. Because like you said, it's ongoing. This is an ongoing issue.
Yep. Yeah. And Heaney, I mean, in all reality, Heaney was 5-10 with a 5.39 ERA. He wasn't great. He was reliable. He was good enough. But they looked at it as, are we going to pay $100K for an extra $100K for this guy? No, we're going to cut him loose. And I don't think Bob Nutting has any problem doing that, making a commitment and then taking it back, as he's proven time and time again. If the team's not in contention, which it never is, and you're not performing and you've got potential incentives coming to you, he's going to find a way not to pay him. So if you are a free agent and the Pirates call and say, hey, come here, we'll give you a big contract with incentives in it, you better be saying no. You better be saying, give me, I want a guaranteed contract or nothing.
Yeah. Unless that's literally the only team that came knocking. I mean, if you're hard
Yeah,
up to
maybe.
save your career, maybe, but
But if I'm
man,
the Players
brutal.
Association, I'm telling players, do not sign in Pittsburgh. Don't.
Yeah.
Don't take any contracts from these guys. Let's make them struggle to actually field the team.
Do you think the league will bring this up in the next negotiations? Do you think this will be a topic possibly on the agenda? I mean, it's happened like 4 or 5 years straight
It
now.
has. I think this is probably one of those things that's low enough on the list of issues and grievances that it probably doesn't become a big item during the CBA. But if I'm the Players Association, or the Players Union, I'm definitely going to bring it up and want to address the fact that we have teams blatantly signing incentive laden contracts with no intention of paying them out.
What if they lump this into the floor? Like, does that count towards their overall salary cap, paying a player a bonus or an incentive bonus, I should say?
Yeah, I mean,
Because
if they earn the incentive and you pay it out, then it would increase your luxury tax number.
okay. So I
So
mean,
yeah, it goes into the math eventually.
so yeah, maybe if you implement the floor like we're kind of hoping they do, maybe this helps. Maybe this, pushes the needle. But it's not going to prevent them from doing it at the end of next year. But
No,
still.
I mean, like Chad is saying, they cut guys to avoid paying them, and then you got the Phillies who are paying guys who got snubbed from an All-Star game,
Yeah,
and
right.
there's a reason that the Phillies are consistent contenders and Pittsburgh is a joke.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
fact, and there's a reason players want to go play in Philadelphia, but Pittsburgh's the last resort.
Yeah.
It's these these guys are human. You treat them like crap, they're gonna give it right back.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Captain, this is a good point too.
Yeah.
If other owners don't have a problem with it, then MLB won't do anything. Yeah, I think it would have to come from the players' union side
Yes.
for it to be addressed. But like I said, if it's part of the floor, or it's all kind of packaged together there, like then maybe we see it stop. But man, I hate it. I hate that.
And it's one of those things, and I agree with Cap'n. The other owners probably don't care about this. Doesn't really affect them. The Pirates are irrelevant in baseball anyways, so who cares? If I'm the players' union, I'm absolutely annoyed at this because you keep dangling these incentives out there to guys with no intention of ever paying them, and guys are making contract decisions based on what the total offer is.
Right.
And I'm sure Andrew Heaney sat there and thought, well, geez, I'm definitely going to pitch 130 innings this year, so yeah, there's no reason I wouldn't take that deal because that my total value goes up. If there's another deal out there that was close, it would have swayed his decision.
Right.
So I think it's only fair to call it what it is. The incentives aren't worth anything.
Great.
And the players' union should be pissed.
Yeah. My Braves literally killed the Pirates in '92. They've sucked since. Yeah, you're not wrong.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
The slide is still haunting them.
Yeah. All right. Jason Adams. We were talking about this Padres bullpen. This is I mean, I'm not going to say a big blow because they still got 3 anchors, absolute anchors at the back of that rotation there. Or to come after the rotation, I should say. But this is a pretty big loss, and he ruptured a quad tendon. This is going to be a big injury to come back. You saw him fall on the ground. He's literally on his left side right there, and you can see him mouth, "I felt something pop." Now, I put in here, how huge is this Mason Miller trade now?
Well, if you didn't make that deal to bolster the bullpen and you just lost Jason Adam now, if I'm the Padres, I would not be feeling real good about that. You can afford, not that losing him is good, but you can afford that loss now because you have more depth than you had before. They would be in trouble if not for those trades.
Yeah, I mean, and this was a great arm. He came over in the trade last year, and was great for them. His changeup, he's got one of the best changeups in the league. Comes right behind his head, like it's deceptive. Yeah. And you put him in there with Miller and Estrada, and I'm missing the back guy there. Anyways, whatever. Their closer, whoever their closer is. Blanket. But anyways, you kind of take him out. Now the starters maybe have to go a little bit further. But their bullpen's still really good. But like you said, I said before, the Mason Miller trade is huge now.
Massive. And so Jason Adam yesterday, obviously he was in the hospital and surgery and all that, and so he made an Instagram post, and it's, with all the people tending to my care, I could rupture with joy. But in all seriousness, as I get ready to go into surgery this morning, I'm overwhelmed with thankfulness. So good spirits. Got the surgery yesterday. Now he's on to the rehab side of this, but the video of him going down, it hurt. Like, it just hurt to watch. This is a guy who literally just lost the ability to stand. I mean, he basically just kind of like crumpled.
Yep.
And it was not good.
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah.
And I'm not sure what the timetable to come back from that is either.
I have no idea. But it was Suarez. I don't know why I blanked on Suarez.
Yeah, Suarez. Yep.
But yeah, I shudder every time I hear that injury. Sounds absolutely gruesome. Yeah. Crazy.
And Cap, and you're not wrong. Jamie Moyer probably still has some innings in that arm of his. They should give him a call.
Absolutely. But
I'm sure that fastball is at like a raging like 61 miles per hour now.
Gotta be. Yeah. So, I mean, as bad as this injury is, and I hope Jason Adam comes out on the other side, it's not a killer for the Padres. Is it a loss? Yeah. Is it a hole to fill? Yeah, it's a decent sized hole to fill.
Yeah.
But you have 3 arms in there that I think you can stretch out just, a couple more outs. Maybe you see, relievers go an inning and a third now, or an inning and 2/3. You stretch those 3 guys out and you kind of plug that hole maybe if you need to.
Yeah, and you shift somebody else into Jason Adams' role, and then you likely put them in the lower leverage situations, save a guy like Mason Miller for your higher leverage situations. Like, you just shuffle the deck a little bit. But definitely Jason Adam, who's been so valuable for them, that is definitely a painful loss.
Yeah, and you still have Adrian Morejon, who is disgusting too from the left side. So, I mean, their bullpen's still in all right shape. Still better than a lot of teams' bullpens out there for sure.
Well, yeah, I would take their bullpen over like the Red Sox bullpen.
Yeah.
in a heartbeat, even without Jason Adam, I'd take it.
Right.
And it was horrible to watch. John Taylor Ward's, that was also pretty horrible to watch.
No. Brutal. All right. Roman Anthony will miss 4 to 6 weeks.
Speaking of brutal.
4 to 6 weeks with oblique strain. Does this change anything for the Red Sox going forward and into the playoffs?
I mean, 4 to 6 weeks. On the 4-week side, he's back right when the playoffs start. 6 weeks, he's back after the first round. I don't know if the Red Sox are still in the playoffs after the first round if he's out. So what he's done since he's moved up in the order is really stabilize the top end of that lineup. Great at bats, high OBP, getting on base, wreaking some havoc, dropping a couple of bombs here and there just to make it interesting. That lineup is much better with him in it than without him in it. Now, will they still score? Absolutely, they'll still score. But Roman Anthony he's become a big bat to replace, and that's going to be hard to do. And if he's out 6 weeks, I don't know that when he comes back, they're still in the playoffs. The Red Sox are going to make it. They're going to get into the playoffs. They're going to get a tough first round opponent, and they're likely going to get bounced.
Yep. Yeah, I'm with you, unfortunately. E2 Brute. Yeah, I mean, this is a tough one for everything you just said. He brings a little bit of length to that lineup. Now what do? Do you shuffle? Do you put Rafaela back at the top? He's starting to heat up again. Do you move him to the top and kind of like throw in Romy Gonzalez at the back end there, right? I don't know, because you also got to fill that outfield spot now, and you're definitely not going to fill it with Yoshida.
No, and there's even talk that they don't really even want to bring Christian Campbell back up. There's talk about, you're going to expand the rosters anyways. Do you bring him up and have him take Roman's spot? And the answer was no. We don't really want to do that. I think the organization's confidence in Campbell's been shaken by the experience, and they want to let him have some time. I mean, it doesn't matter who you put in his spot right now. You're not going to replace what you're getting out of Roman Anthony. Roman Anthony is a guy in that Juan Soto mold. He's good average, super high OBP, super disciplined at bats, has some power. He's in that mold. There's only so many guys in that mold.
Yeah. Division race probably over for them. Matchup will determine if they can make it till he comes back, and we are fully with you, Mike Reed.
Yeah, could not agree more.
Yeah.
I think that catching the Blue Jays is unlikely now.
Yeah.
I think they're likely to fall back behind the Yankees, and take that second wild card spot. And then, I think they're gonna, being the 5th seed coming in, they're gonna get a tough matchup.
Yep.
Likely the Yankees.
Yeah.
And I don't love that matchup in the playoffs.
John Temple, it will be okay. Right now, I feel like one of the musicians on the Titanic watching the Mariners sink. And honestly, September's not great for our Sox either. So notoriously, September's are the Red Sox worst month. So I hope they can hang on. They don't fall back. But with this Rays team surging right now, I'm not comfortable.
Yeah.
Not comfortable.
No, and there's a lot of reasons not to be comfortable. I mean, I hate to say it, but you've got 4 teams that are within 3 games of the playoffs. The Royals, the Guardians, they're all playing great baseball. Finally, the Rangers, who are, with the loss of Evaldi, they can still pitch.
Yeah.
And then you got the Rays, who have snuck back into the picture. The Mariners are one bad week away from getting knocked out.
Yeah, I think all the teams are right now in the wild card. You have a tough 6-7 games, and another team is hot like the Rays are right now.
Yep.
They slide right in there. There's still plenty of baseball left, even though we're just 4 weeks away from the postseason. There's still plenty of baseball left.
Yep, this stuff can still happen for sure.
Yeah. So,
but I don't like this for the Red Sox.
Nope.
Because he's taken on such an important role and filled such a kind of critical void they've had that I just don't love where this leaves them. And they go to Arizona, they go to Sacramento, they come home for the Yankees, they come home for the A's, they go out on the road to the Rays, out on the road to the Blue Jays, finish at home with the Tigers. Those last 9 games could literally be what their entire season rides on.
They have to take care of this road trip. If they don't take care of this road trip, they are in trouble.
Yeah, you need to take 2 or 3 from the D-backs, 2 or 3 from the A's, come home. You need to take 2 or 3 from the Yankees, 2 or 3 from the A's again. And that puts you in a position where those next 9 games, you can win only 4 of them and be okay. Yeah. If you don't do well in the next week and a half, that last week and a half could literally determine everything.
Yep. So we will see what happens with the Sox.
And it's funny, they're up 4.5 in the wild card, so they got space, they got a cushion, which is a pretty good sized cushion, but it doesn't feel very comfortable.
No,
knowing what's coming.
If you can be in the wild card hunt and they're with the Yankees in those top 2 spots, like, they're just gonna, if they split or whatever, or take 1 out of 3, that doesn't affect. They're both still in, right?
Yep.
Because they're just kind of beating up on each other right there.
Yeah,
like that doesn't matter much, right? So, I don't know. We will see. All right. Lourdes Gurriel from the Diamondbacks, ACL tear after avoiding the collision with a diving Blaze Alexander. Blaze Alexander lays out for 1 in the left center gap, makes a great play on it.
Yeah, great catch.
Lourdes Gurriel kind of like jumps and kind of like to the side to just not to avoid the collision, lands on his knee and just blows out his ACL.
Yeah, he jumps at like a 45-degree angle in what looks like a relatively innocent move, and then just again, like Jason Adam, crumples to the ground. You're like, what happened?
Yeah. I mean, I put this hospital here and it just said reserved for Diamondbacks players, and then it put D-backs player parking with an arrow, because I mean, like, this year for the Diamondbacks, as somebody that has sat and watched them, probably watched more Diamondbacks games than I have Red Sox games this year, it has been tough to see a team bitten so hard by the injury bug, and a team that we were talking about in the preseason, even the beginning of the year, being like, this team could win the NL West. They have the talent to do so. It's just sometimes these years happen, and it's tough. You can't come back from that many injuries that early on, and then they just keep happening.
Yeah, it's. I mean, when it happened, I was watching I was flipping between games, and I just missed the actual play live, but saw the replay. My first reaction was, "How on earth did this happen?" I go, "Oh, well, it's the D-backs. That's how it happens."
Yeah,
Because that's just been the season for them. Everybody's gone down, and Lourdes Gurriel has made it all the way to September, and he goes down. And now it's an ACL tear. So what's the timeline for that? How deep into next year before he comes back? Now you're starting to affect next year with these injuries.
yeah,
It's just, I mean, Corbin Burns won't be back next year till probably the very, very end, if at all. Gurriel is going to miss some part of the season, depending on rehab. Like you're now screwing up next year too,
yeah.
and it just sucks to see this team, which is so talented, just keep getting depleted by injuries.
Yeah, when I was in college after my freshman year, summer ball, July 1st, I tore my left ACL. It was a 6 to 8 month recovery. I was back in mid-February, and I wasn't nearly in
Yeah,
as great a shape as these guys are. I was able to come back in about 5 months, 5.5 months. We're a little bit later. We're in September.
yeah,
We're 2 months removed from when I did mine. So you're looking at the earliest mid-April, probably beginning of May. And I
yeah,
know these guys then do a lot of rehab, a lot
yep.
of minor league starts to make sure that they're ready to go. But I don't know. We'll see. Just tough.
Yeah, and yeah, you're looking at a guy who's probably starting his own spring training in April and probably shows up in May.
Yeah.
But again, like you're just compounding in the next year. And
Yeah.
for sometimes it's better to take the collision. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe you're better off just to run into each other and shake yourselves off. But it looked like such an innocent move, just kind of like a little 45-degree hop, and that's all it took.
Yeah. Crazy. Is it just me, or is more major injuries happening every year? I mean, lately seems like it for sure. But I mean, I think it's just sometimes it's how the cookie crumbles. I mean, sometimes we have healthy years, and other years it seems like everybody's getting hurt.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
I don't know.
my theory is that you could look at a player from the 70s or 80s. Look at a player today. The players today are much more muscular, much more gym oriented, but all that lifting puts strain on the tendons and ligaments, which is what we keep seeing these tendon ligament injuries. And I think it's because these guys are significantly more muscular than players of the past have been. And because of that, you've got additional strain and pull on these things, and they pop easier. You get a lot of
It's a great
muscles
point.
tugging, you get a lot of big muscles tugging on these ligaments and tendons. I think that's a lot of it. And I don't think a lot of these guys do as much of the plyometrics and flexibility stuff as they need to. Like we heard Nolan Arenado last offseason go into why he had to spend time on hip flexibility because he had lost so much of it. A lot of that came from his workout regimen. He wasn't doing enough in terms of flexibility. I do think
Yeah.
there's a lot of that.
Yeah, I think that's Harrison. I think you hit the nail right on the head. As someone that studied exercise science in school, like I know enough to be dangerous.
Yeah.
And like you make a great point. Like these guys in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and beginning part of the 80s, you could argue, were just country strong,
Yeah.
right? They weren't
Everyday
they weren't
strong.
right. They weren't built out of their minds. They were just naturally big, but their body was made to handle that strain. And like you said, like I put 20 pounds of muscle on my frame over the off season. My tendons and ligaments aren't ready for that
Right.
to go full max,
Yeah.
and
And
that's probably why you see the injuries. I think you nailed it.
yeah, the force of that push off is now stronger. If
Hmm.
you've been tugging on those ligaments and tendons all off season when through your workouts. If you're not doing the plyometrics and flexibility stuff, there's just so many ways this can go wrong. And I think that's a big part of it. These guys are gym strong, they're not active strong. And that doesn't translate well. And
Yeah.
that's also why you see so many of these injuries in the NFL. Because those guys again are gym strong. And that's why they're tearing biceps and quads and all that, because that puts a lot of strain on there's these little bands that hold all these muscles in place. As those muscles get bigger and stronger and exert more force on those little bands, they break.
Yeah.
Just how it works.
I mean, to think that the most weight-bearing joint in your body is held together by 4 rubber bands is mind-blowing in itself. But yeah,
It makes no sense. Like, it makes no sense that any of this stuff works.
zero.
Um,
But Ben,
Chad, do you even lift, bro?
yeah,
Exit
yeah,
velo and launch angles have changed. Yeah, guys are looking to hit the ball harder. They're only going to do that by getting stronger.
yep. And to back to the collision part with Forrest, he's like,
Oh yeah,
he's not wrong. Like avoiding
yeah,
something and an unnatural movement is where you get hurt. Where like a collision, you're going head on. Like, yeah, it's a sudden stop, but most of the time guys get up from that unless they, bonk their noggins or whatever. But usually body on body collisions, they're both like, are they sore? Yeah, but they're not seriously hurt.
yeah. You don't blow out a knee or break anything when you just run into the other guy. Like, you just kind of bounce off each other, walk away with a bruise, and live to play another day.
John Kruk never got hurt because he wasn't an athlete. He was a ball player. I mean, facts.
I mean, I think there's truth to that. Look back in the last kind of 25 or 30 years. I mean, some of your best players, Kurt Schilling, Kurt Schilling went out there with his little beer gut,
Yep.
pitched his ass off. A lot of these guys, Derek Jeter was wiry. He was not a big, jacked up guy. Pujols was not a huge guy. He was strong, but he wasn't a huge guy. Not everybody was Mark McGwire, who was jacked out of their mind. But a lot of these guys, they started off, or at least for parts of their career, were not very big guys. They were just, they had the right amount of power and the right amount of areas to make it work.
Yep.
And hell, look at Ted Williams. I mean, Ted Williams wasn't a strong guy. He was pretty average build.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I think you hit the nail right on the head there. That's all right. We got the big 3 for the New York Mets here are now up. Brandon Sprout is being called up. Sprout. Brandon Sprout. Sorry, words are hard. So the Mets big 3 are up. So Sprout, Tong, and McLean. And if these kids can perform, we're looking at a pretty solid Mets rotation next year. If these kids have what we think they got.
Yeah, because I think when you look at what the Mets got out of this free agent class, they really didn't get anything. They re-signed Minaya and got nothing. Montas got nothing. Sanga's been really rough lately. They've needed these guys to come up. I do understand now why they were so hesitant to give out long-term contracts to pitchers.
Yep.
Because they really believe these guys are the future. And honestly, they've been prospects that have gotten some attention, but not a lot. They've really seemed to develop this year. So clearly they saw this coming, which is why they are hesitant to make any crazy pitching splashes with this young crop coming. If you can find a couple of decent arms to work alongside these guys, you could have a pretty good rotation intact for a while. That's pretty cheap.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's always something behind the scenes, right? When we sit and complain, we're like, what are the Mets even doing? Like offseason, like they're not addressing what they need. They need starting pitching. What are they doing? But now, 7 months later, we see why. We see why.
Yep.
So
yeah, makes sense. I mean, and again, when you get a book on these guys, what do they look like?
Right.
But they have all proven to have incredible stuff. McLean's start has been obscene. Tong had a great first start. We're going to get to see what Sprout has. I would say the pitching future for the Mets is bright, assuming these guys can withstand the transition. But this might be the first time in a while the Mets have had this kind of a crop of pitchers coming up since probably back to the days of Harvey and Thor in that group.
Yeah. Yeah, DeGrom, Harvey. Yeah, they all came up around the same time.
Yeah, I mean, Steven Matz was like the back end guy of that whole group, and he was actually really good in his time in New York.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah. All right, let's.
I would love to see the Mets stop metting.
I agree.
And Cap, and you mentioned Greg Maddux, the professor, and how he pitched. Have you seen the clip of Randy Johnson's interview talking about Greg Maddux, where they ask Randy Johnson to describe Greg Maddux, and he basically says, he doesn't look like a guy to be a major league pitcher. He goes, but neither do I. I'm a super skinny 6'10" guy. I look like I should be playing basketball somewhere. And he goes, and Greg's built like an average guy. He goes, but we knew how to pitch.
Yep.
And to the point I made before about these guys of the past, that Greg Maddux he looked like he could be your neighbor. Nothing about him screamed athlete, except the fact that he could dot the strike zone.
Yeah. Fair. And that's what makes baseball so great. You can literally be any shape or size and still be one of the best players in the country. In the world, really.
I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible how different baseball is in that aspect than other sports.
Yeah.
I never want to see the Mets stop metting. I mean, you're not wrong. I do enjoy a good metting now and then.
Or every year.
Yeah, exactly. Or every year.
All right, let's get into the two major stories that happened last night. This one with Framber Valdez absolutely rubs me the wrong way, and you can't convince me otherwise that him and his catcher actually got crossed up, because there is no way in hell. So you can see before, it was Trent Grisham's at bat. They're in Houston, and the catcher is telling Valdez to step off the mound because he doesn't like the pitch selection.
He's literally waving at his hand at him, like, get off the mound.
Get off the mound. Valdez starts his windup, throws it right down the belt, and Grisham deposits it into the Crawford boxes for a grand slam.
Yeah, back-breaking grand slam.
Yeah, blew the game open. Valdez then gets back on the mound. Catcher calls the pitch, and it's not Diaz. It was Salazar.
Yep.
Salazar calls the pitch, and it had to have been off speed because Framber throws a 93-mile-an-hour fastball right straight into the chest of Salazar. And Salazar's reaction and Valdez's reaction said it all. Salazar just froze and like stared at Valdez for a second with like, dude, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
And Valdez completely threw the pitch, and before the pitch was even over the plate, had already started to turn around and walk, like made no eye contact with the catcher.
Yep. He sent his message. He
did. But dude, you still didn't execute the pitch. You threw it right down the middle. Like, what are you doing? That's not on the catcher.
No, you threw a sinker right down the chute. That's what happens to him.
But why are you doing that to your backstop, your battery mate, your teammate? I don't understand that. I can't wrap my mind around that.
Well, and what's weird about it too is that Valdez and Salazar don't really have much of a relationship from what I can tell. They don't work together a lot. There was like nothing building to this. Valdez just took his frustration out on Salazar, and clearly from Salazar's reaction, he was not expecting it, was completely surprised by it, and was trying not to be pissed about it, because you could see him kind of like take a deep breath and then throw the ball back.
Yeah.
After Valdez finally turned back around, but the message was sent. Everybody heard it. And then afterwards, Valdez was trying to say they got crossed up. It was loud. There was more Yankees fans there. The pitch to Grisham was the one that he wanted to throw. It had nothing to do with Salazar's call. He called that pitch. It's what he wanted to throw. I mean, the whole thing's a mess. But the reports coming out of Houston said that it was pretty heated in the clubhouse after the game, when players approached Valdez to basically say, okay, what was that all about? And you got to make it right. And Valdez refused.
Yeah.
Apparently Valdez got changed and left. Did not even acknowledge Salazar after the game.
Well, it's so ridiculous because was it Juco on Instagram broke it down, and he goes, yeah, they had the lowest attendance they had all year that game.
Yeah.
So you can't tell me it was loud and you didn't hear it was coming. It was completely intentional, just like everyone said here. Forrest, zero chance that was an accident. Yeah, the way the catcher stared him down after was like literally like, dude, what the heck? Like, I wasn't the one that gave up the cock shot. And there are rumblings that Valdez had other club issues too. So yeah, he's with you, Harrison. But
and the media has come out and said that too, that Valdez has a short fuse and a big temper. And he is known to absolutely just unload on teammates in the dugout, in the clubhouse, when things don't go well. and that they believe that's the reason that Valdez has received no contract discussions from the Astros, is that they have no intention of keeping him, because they do not want him around.
I will never be able to wrap my mind around these guys that have immense talent. And listen, Valdez is one of the best pitchers in the game right now. Pitches to contact, batters just pound it into the ground at bat after at bat after at bat. He's frustrating to hit, devastating curveball, all of it. And he just can't keep his head on tight. Like, I'll never understand these guys that have top of the line talent and just can't have a decent head on their shoulder. And maybe that's why they are the best. You know, they're that A-type personality that we keep talking about. Those Pete Roses, those Barry Bonds, or Roger Clemens. Like, there was a little bit off, something off about all of those guys, right? But maybe that's what made them great. It gave them that edge. But there's a line there. There really is.
Yeah, no, and this, I think, goes back to, this is a guy who has maturity issues, anger issues. He's not a good teammate. A lot of this is coming out now, and we just witnessed it on the field, which makes it even worse. I think you're seeing a pattern that we never noticed, and that is kind of I think it's surprising, because he's not who you think he is.
Yeah.
But the fact the Astros have made no attempt to re-sign him or even have a conversation with him
speaks volumes.
And their insiders are saying they had no intention of ever keeping him. They were going to let him walk. Says a lot when he's that good.
Yeah.
That they don't want him.
Yeah, and I think there's too much talent out there now for teams to sign that and deal with that, right? They can find somebody else that will be in their rotation and be a good clubhouse guy. I think you will eventually start seeing these guys get weeded out of the league, because teams aren't going to want to deal with this anymore.
No.
There's too many talented kids that want to be a part of the clubhouse, want to be part of the team, want to be part of a winning culture, for, lack of a better word, dickheads in your clubhouse. Right? Yeah. I mean, you can get that right out. Look at the Red Sox. Rafi Devers, top of the league talent. But what did he do to that clubhouse? He destroyed it. Yep. Wrecking ball right through the middle of that thing. You get him out, boom.
Immediately better with him gone.
Exactly. I think you see teams starting to pivot away from these guys because of the talent coming up. But I don't know.
I think the other part of it too is that you're seeing the impact these guys have on a clubhouse over an entire season.
Yeah.
And what it does to a team. I think, the old adage was 25 guys, 25 cabs. That's how the Yankees were for a long, long time. The Red Sox like that for a little while. We're like, there was no team chemistry or culture. They just all came in, did their job, and went home. Ask the 2004 Yankees how that worked out for them, because down the stretch when it mattered most, they couldn't do it because they could not play complementary baseball.
Yeah.
And the Astros, for all their success, they don't have a great track record winning the big one. And maybe that's part of it.
Yeah, it's fair. I mean, and this could be ongoing, because we heard his name come up in trade talks and trade rumors throughout the season before the deadline. Right? His name was juggled around a few times during the deadline.
Yeah.
So maybe this is just a boiling over point for him. And he just doesn't care to be there anymore. I don't know. I'm not the guy. I'm just, speculating. But that's uncalled for. You don't do that to a teammate, and especially your battery mate. That is inexcusable. Again, me not wording. But still, you can't do that. It's not all right.
Yeah, other people around the game came out and basically said it was an all-time scumbag move.
Oh, 1,000%.
And even teammates aired their grievance about it, the fact they didn't like it. And they also like the fact that he refused to acknowledge it and make it right. And that to me is the bigger part of it. Sure, in the heat of the moment, you made a bad decision. Okay. But own it and make it right. Be a man, own it, and then be okay with it.
You are completely right here, Dakota. Today's athletes are babies. Imagine doing that to a catcher in the 90s. Imagine doing that to Pudge or whatever, and then there's a bench clearing brawl, but the other team is still sitting on the bench. It's just a one team brawl, and it's your own team.
Yeah,
Imagine that.
the other manager's telling the other team, like, guys, don't go. It's not us. Like, we got nothing to do with this. Let them duke it out.
It's just crazy, man.
Well,
I don't understand it. I don't.
and the other part of it too, like I think back to the days of Jason Varitek and Jorge Posada and guys like that, Pudge, who when the inning was over, they would grab that pitcher and go down the tunnel and they'd work it out.
Oh yeah.
And they may have been shouting at each other, have to be separated, but they would have worked it out.
Yeah.
They would have flushed it out before they went back out on that field.
Well, even look at the it's not a catcher related, but look at the Papelbon and Harper one, right? Papelbon was like, dude, why aren't you running that out? And Harper was what, 19 when that scuffle happened? He was a baby.
He was young.
So Papelbon literally grabs him in the dugout and grabs him by the shirt, gets him up against the wall, and he's like, we don't do that here, kid. You don't see that anymore. You really don't see a leader in the clubhouse taking charge or making other players accountable anymore. You're completely right.
Yeah. Forrest, try pulling that on Brian McCann. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another guy.
All those guys, man.
Eddie Perez, Javi Lopez, like none of those guys would have taken that. Mike Piazza. You would have been in the tunnel having words and maybe some hands.
Yeah. So I've heard multiple ex-players saying he would have gotten hands. Yeah. Absolutely. There was no need for that. Absolutely.
I mean,
crazy.
And I think this destroys Framber's credibility in that clubhouse completely. Just wipes it out.
It might even around the league. Like I just said, I don't think free agency or whatever, people are going to look at that and be like, yeah, no thanks. I'm all set.
Yeah, no. And I one of the articles I read today was they talked to a couple of league executives anonymously, obviously, but saying, does that incident impact his value? And the answer was yes.
1,000%.
Seeing him do that in the middle of a game to his catcher, that brings up serious character concerns. And if we're going to invest 25 or 30 or 35 million bucks a year in a guy, I can't worry about whether or not he's going to lose it on a teammate. No. I mean, this could potentially have an impact on the contract he does see in the offseason.
Yeah. I like this for Houston.
Oh, I love it. I love it for Houston. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Crazy.
And Valdez is a guy for years we've been talking about. He's one of those guys who's like kind of always on the line. Is he a dink? Is he a competitor? I think what we're learning is he's more dink than competitor.
Yeah.
And his teammates, when his teammates are coming out and saying similar things, like the fact that they don't appreciate it, that says everything you need to know about him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what it looks like in the clubhouse, but I would think these teams have sports psychologists, right?
For sure. They must all have that.
I mean, and baseball's the biggest grind of them all. Yeah, you could say hockey is too, because hockey is ridiculous in its own mind, but in its own right. But 162 games every night you're out there competing. It's got to take a toll on your psyche. And sure. I hope if it is something upstairs with him that he can get it fixed, because like I said, his talent is there. He's
incredible.
Top 10 pitcher in the league, I would say.
Probably might even be top 5.
Yeah. And
I mean, he's incredible.
There's no excuse for it. None.
No. And I feel bad for Salazar, who, did not deserve that and was trying to take care of his guy by waving him off. Although Framber didn't see it that way. He saw it as being shown up. He didn't deserve what he got.
No, crazy. All right, let's get into the bench clear. 8 pitches into the game in the Rockies and Giants game last night. So Kyle Freeland's on the mound for the Rockies, and our boy Rafael Devers steps in the box, hits an absolute moonshot into the right field stands.
He's been on a tear lately.
Yes, he has. And just watches it. I mean, I don't even think he took a step for the first 3 or 4 seconds after he hit it. Just sat there and watched it. Freeland took exception to that. I mean, Freeland's a veteran, right?
He is.
Freeland's been around the block.
He's been around the block a few times.
And it's like, I can see both sides of this, right? Devers, that's the game now. You hit a home run, you get to pimp it. I guess, for lack of better words.
I know. That's I hate it, but it is what it is.
But like, I can see Freeland's point is like, dude, act like you've done it before. Like, this game means nothing we're out of it. You're out of it. What are we even doing here?
Right,
Like,
just
cool.
hit the
You hit
home run
a
and go.
Yeah, like you hit a home run off me. Cool. We're still finishing 35 games under 500, and you guys are finishing 35 games out of the playoffs. So, like, what are we even? Why are you pimping this moment? It's not bottom of the ninth. It's the top of the first, 8 pitches into the game.
Yeah.
And so Freeland starts barking at Devers. Devers is turning around, like running backwards up the first baseline. And then Chapman and Adames come flying out of nowhere, and haymakers are thrown. And there were some injections. I think they did hand out suspensions. I saw right before
Yeah,
we came on.
Chapman got a game for kind of getting it started. But I don't understand how it escalated so quickly. Is there some history here that we missed? Because I mean, the minute Freeland said anything, like Chapman comes flying out right at him. You got Adames right behind him. Like these guys were heated right out of the gate. And I don't understand why, because the Rockies are irrelevant to the Giants. And what are the Giants so pissed about?
I think Freeland was barking at him like immediately as Devers hit that and stood there. He was just like, run. Like, what are you doing? Run. And then that's when Devers just turned around. And when Devers turned around, I think that's when everyone came out. I don't think
Yeah, it got
there's
chaotic fast.
Yeah, I don't think there's previous hot-headedness between these two teams, I guess. Like, I mean, there could be. I don't know. There could have been a hit by pitch earlier in the season that we didn't see because honestly, haven't watched a lot of Rockies and Giants games. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know why emotions are running that high when there's two teams that clearly are way out of it. I don't understand.
Yeah, and that have no real reason to be in like a rivalry mode.
Yeah. Yeah, pimp your home run, but take your licks the next at bat. That's how it works. I'm more mad about a brawl in a meaningless game than I am about Devers.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, these are two. The Rockies are irrelevant. The Giants fell out of it a long time ago. Neither team is playing for anything really important. Nobody cares, and they got real heated real fast over a home run at the top of the first inning in a game that don't matter.
Yeah. Michael, there was 6 people there. Don't exaggerate now. There were 6. Come on now. Yeah, Colorado's tired of the season. San Francisco's underachieving. I mean, and that could be it too. What we just said about Framber Valdez could be the case here. These two teams are just tired. Like, why are we even playing this last month? Like, why are we even here?
It could, and for Devers, who's had such a terrible season relative to what he usually does, he was probably over enjoying a moment that he hasn't experienced as much as he is used to. Freeland is overly sensitive because they suck. I mean, there's probably a lot of reasons for it, but it escalated so fast that I find myself just wondering, like, what set everybody, who pissed in everybody's Cheerios this morning?
Yeah,
because they were mad in a hurry.
Yeah, 8 pitches into the game doesn't leave much to happen before, unless there was some pregame stuff that we didn't see, or something happened earlier in the season. But it's just wild. But
Yeah, and this is a good point, Chad. The Rockies are probably are tired of being everybody's doormat, and maybe for them it was just we're not going to just keep taking it.
yeah,
You come into our ballpark, you beat our brains in, you rub our faces in it, like we just don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah,
sure,
but be better.
Well, yeah, I mean,
that's
not the Giants' fault.
No, right? But I mean, like, I get it. Like, I do miss the old school baseball where if you did that, you're gonna get one in the ear hole next at bat.
Yeah, Nolan Ryan was going to bark at you. He was going to remember, and then hit you in the ear flap your next at bat, and let you know that he remembers.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And I hate the fact now that it's like, you get a hit by pitch and the umpires immediately issue warnings.
It's brutal.
There's
no chance to respond.
Yeah, you can't retaliate. But I don't know. It's just crazy for two teams that are at the bottom of the NL West with nothing to play for. Got this heated over
A,
that.
a
Just
solo
wild.
home run in the top of the first of a game that don't matter, and we're emptying the benches.
Yeah, absolutely crazy.
Yeah, and in Dakota, Jalen Carter just spit on Dak tonight in the first couple plays. Apparently, all the athletes are just off kilter this week.
They're just the full
Everybody's
moon.
losing it. And
Mercury's in retrograde.
yeah, and Cap and I used to play first base after the days after I pitched, and I used to love to talk so much trash at first base when guys came down. It was so much fun.
Yeah,
It was the best part of playing first base was talking trash at everybody that came through.
yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
Wow.
Chad, this is MLB's beginning to go down this path of suspending guys when they do kind of like leave to incite this thing. Like that's why Chapman he was the first person suspended because he was the guy that, basically ran straight at Freeland and started throwing haymakers. I think MLB needs to start suspending these guys more. One game for a position player is nothing. He's just going to take a day off. It's got to be more than that. You've got to make it so these guys stop doing stupid stuff to impact the team, impact the game, or just make it drag on.
Yeah, fair. All right, Harrison.
Oh, the return of picture puzzles.
The return of picture puzzles. So, as you guys, if you've been keeping an eye out on the page, I have been doing these picture puzzles. So you will see a couple repeats in here, but we just want to record them for the reels because we want some reels out there. So you might see them again. But there are some ones that you haven't seen, unless you watched our show 2.5 years ago when I first started doing these. So bringing them back. And you guys have to tell me who the major league player is. So here we go. Here's the first one.
The beauty of having nobody watch our early shows is that we've got all this great trivia in the can we can just bring back because nobody saw it then.
Yeah, right. Okay. So here's the first one. Who is this MLB player? AL Central, first baseman, number 9, no All-Star appearances.
I for sure know this one, but I'm gonna give Chad a minute because this is a good one.
This was one of my favorite ones. I did put it on the page, I think, yesterday. But yeah, this was one of my favorite ones that I ever did. So
these are always so much fun.
Yeah.
Come on, chat. Somebody's got it.
Yes, absolutely. Vinny Pasquantino is correct. So yeah. So for those, it's Vinny for my cousin Vinny, then Lamar Jackson making a pass, Squints from Sandlot, and then Tino Martinez. So that's how it will work if you aren't familiar. All right.
I always get this one because of Squints. I'm like, Squints. Oh, right. Now I know.
All right. So here is the next one. Who is this MLB player? Catcher, one-time All-Star, played for Seattle, the Rays, and Cleveland.
This would be Mike Safari Hurricane?
No? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, Forrest, the comments have been absolutely incredible with
some guy.
The first one I ever did was the Roberto Clemente one, and they were like tangerine straw. And it's like, no, that's a clementine minus the ein with hay, Clemente. And they're like, no, that's straw. I'm like, no. Okay. Yeah.
Sure. Let's go with that.
Yeah. It is Mike Zunino for sure. It is Mike Zunino. Nice.
I actually prefer Yadid Hankey's pronunciation of Mike Zuni.
Mike Zucchini.
No. You got to come back and bring the no in later. Mike Zuni. Pause. No.
That's incredible. What did I send you the other day that it was like I told the guy that he was wrong and then he argued with me? I can't even remember what it was.
Is this the Babe Ruth one? where Babe Ruth should be in every lineup ever because
Oh
he's the greatest
yes,
player. Yeah.
yeah. And I was like, oh yeah, you're right because his
Literally,
last name's Williams.
yeah. Nick posted the all Williams team, and this guy said Babe Ruth, and Nick was like, "Where would you put him on the Williams team?" And this guy was like, "Doesn't matter. Babe Ruth is the best player ever. He should be in every lineup. He should never be excluded. And if he is, it should always be mentioned he was the best player ever." We were just like, "Okay, dude, go smoke another one."
It's like, absolutely crazy. Can't make it up. But
These
I also,
basement dwellers just keep coming out.
yeah, absolutely. All right, here is the next one. Who is this MLB player? NL East, 3-time All-Star, second baseman.
This is another. I love this one.
Yeah. This was, I think, my very first one ever.
It's up there.
He must be short because it was over his head.
Nice.
Oh man, I don't get that joke. Did it go over my head?
Yeah,
Oh.
but most things do. We just smile and nod at you, Nick.
Yeah, that's fine. Yes, Ozzy Albies. Yeah, Hated Hanky's all over this. Picture puzzles. Yes, it is. So Wizard of Oz, Easy E, Al Gore, and Bees. Yeah, so Oz E. Albies. Yes.
Good old Easy E making an appearance on the pod.
I know. Love it.
Who would have thunk?
Yeah, Chad got it too. Nice. All right, here is the next one. Who is this MLB player? First baseman, 2-time World Series, Giants, Brewers, Orioles, Yankees, and Pirates.
I appreciate anytime you can work Wawa into a puzzle.
I know.
Literally,
Right.
when I travel to Florida, it's the first place I stop. I love that. I wish they'd bring them to the Northeast.
We're getting a Buc-ee's here pretty soon here in North Carolina.
Buc-ee's is like a cult.
Yeah. Do you need a handkerchief with a gopher on it? Go to Buc-ee's.
Literally, do you need anything? Go to Buc-ee's.
Yeah. So
I stopped at a Buc-ee's. I forget where in my old travel days, and I was just like, the place was huge. I'm like, you could just get lost and buy all this crap you don't need.
Yeah.
But you can't help yourself.
My cousin Brian brought me to my first Buc-ee's in Texas, and
Nice.
everything's bigger in Texas.
Always.
And I lost him for 45 minutes.
That's it. I'm actually surprised you found him that quickly.
Well, yeah, I knew he was over by the briskets.
Well, yeah, I mean that's everybody ends up over by the brisket sandwiches.
Yeah. Yes, you Hated Hanky's crushing it right now. It is absolutely Travis Ishikawa. Nice job. Yes, Travis Ishikawa. Nice work.
And yes, Chad, don't remind me. Wawa is based in Pennsylvania, and yet they don't have any stores north of their home base. They only go south. Drives me crazy.
Huh. It's interesting.
Yeah, they're like Media, Pennsylvania, somewhere like random.
Weird.
And but yet they don't have any stores. I don't think they have a single store north of their headquarters. Maybe they've got a couple now, but they're not really even in New England yet.
Well, it's easier to go down than up because of gravity, so it makes sense.
That's true. Yeah, fair point.
All right, here is the next one. Who is this MLB player? Shortstop, 1-time All-Star. Actual name is Paul Christopher. Hated Hanky took his vitamins today. He's crushing it.
He is.
Yeah.
Well, and Chad, you're right. Wawa has constantly been chasing the migration south. They just go where the big pockets are.
Yeah.
I don't blame them, but I'd love for them to drop more from the Northeast because I love that place.
I don't think I've ever been to one.
Whenever I traveled down into Florida and places like that, like when I was in Tampa a lot, I used to live off their breakfast bowls. I'm like, they were so good.
Blue Jay Lincoln. That's a good guess, but not quite.
Blue Jay. Yeah, I mean, That works.
NL East, I'll give you that clue.
And really, those eyes should be bloodshot from staying up all night at the casino.
For sure, they should be. I probably could have edited that in there. But
that should be a dead giveaway.
It should be.
We'll give a few seconds. I'll give the answer.
Anybody? Anybody got it?
Any takers?
Nope. All right.
NL East shortstop that loves casinos. All right, fine. I'll do it. This would be C.J. Abrams.
Yes, it is C.J. Abrams. Yes, absolutely. C.J. Abrams. All right, here is the next one. Who is this MLB player? Outfielder, Team Mexico, Rays and Mariners.
Gee, are you crossing your arms to give this away, Nick?
No.
Is that a hint? Oh, okay.
No, it's just comfortable.
You were so proud of this one when you made it too.
I was, because it took it took you guys longer than I thought it would have at first. Like when we first did these.
I will still never live down the O'Neill Cruz one. I'll never live it. How we didn't get that one, I don't know.
It was literally Shaquille O'Neal on a cruise ship.
Oh my God, it was the worst, and we could not figure it out.
Yeah, Randy Arozarena is absolutely correct. Nice job, Randy Arozarena.
And anytime you can put Randy Macho Man Savage in the show, I'm all for it.
Yep, absolutely. All right.
Oh yeah.
All right, here is the next picture puzzle. Who is this MLB player? National holiday every July 1st.
For a few more years.
Yeah, that's really the only clue you need for this one.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Forrest, he's in.
Yeah, he's got it. It is. It's not Bobby Bo though. It's Bobby.
Oh yeah, sorry. Chad's right. Forrest, you blew that one.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Bobby Bonilla. I will accept both. But yes, nice
Chad is lighting up with Bobby Bonilla.
Yeah, that was an easier one. Good. Bobby Bonilla. All right. Here's the next one. Who is this MLB player? Starting pitcher, Brewers, Orioles, D-backs, Tommy John, 2025.
This would be Abs Bin Scrape.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
That's the comments we're gonna get.
Yeah, Abs Bin Scrape.
Yep.
I still want his agent to negotiate all my salaries going forward. I mean, you're not wrong.
Yep. We're gonna get a ton of different ones on this. We're gonna get like skinless box arm or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, but Forrest got it.
Yeah, Forrest, he's gotten it. He's getting it. He's picking it up. Yes,
he's catching up.
It is absolutely core bin and then Burns. There it is. Muscle recycle bin hand injury. Yep. Yes. There it is. Yep.
That is totally who it is.
Those are all we see all of those in the chat now or in the comment section now. It's so funny, but
I love it. I actually look forward to reading those.
Yeah. So yes, Corbin Burns is correct.
I especially love when they've got one of the pictures wrong. It's like the wrong person. They call it the wrong thing. It's even funnier.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hilarious. All right.
This looks like a poster in a physical therapy office.
I actually took a picture of it when I was in there. So that's how I got it. So.
Oh man.
Nice.
That's so true.
All right. Here is the next one. Who is this MLB player? Shortstop, Braves, Cubs. Really only hints you need for this one.
Yeah, this one should be a slam dunk for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I expect chat to light up on this one. I've forgotten how much fun these were.
Yeah, these are absolutely fun.
Oh, yes, there it is.
It is absolutely Dan's, right? Because there's 3 Dan's plural. So Dan's B. Swanson. Yes, good. Yep, we got it. Chad and Mike Reed got it. Yes, Dan's B. Swanson. Next week, Harrison, I'll have to try to make some new ones for you that you haven't seen. So I'll try to do that. But
Can't wait.
we just wanted to like incorporate some of the old ones that we never made into reels back in there. So, all right. Yep, Dansby Swanson. Here is we did him so long ago that Dansby Swanson was still on the Braves there. Like he didn't have any pictures in Cubs jerseys yet. That's why.
No, he didn't. He literally, I think, just signed there. Is that off season?
Yeah. So
I think we were making these during the lockout because we had nothing to talk about.
Right. That's great. All right. Here is the next one. Who is this MLB player? Reliever of the year. This is going to be a dead giveaway. In trouble. Guardians.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to gamble on this answer, Nick. Too soon?
Yeah. Your first guess might be a little bit outside, but that's just
you can bet on that for sure. we can go all night.
Oh, for sure.
This is interesting for us. Fun fact, Corbin Burns was born in 1994. The year Major League 2 came out starring Corbin Burnson. Interesting.
Huh.
I do love Major League.
Yeah. Big Christmas is a good guess, Captain, but it's not John Kensey Noel. It is Emmanuel Class A. So Emma Watson and Noel. So Hermione
Christmas School Farm. Yes.
Yes. It's Emma Noel Class A. So Emmanuel Class A is that one. Also made that before all of this went down. So
clearly, yeah.
Seeing a common trend here, but whatever. All right. I can't remember how many more I have, so here we go. Who is this MLB player? 11-year veteran, outfielder, 2020 and 2025. So putting that clue in there to see who really pays attention during our show, since we talked about this on Sunday.
Ooh, are you paying attention in class? Let's find out.
Who took notes? Anybody take notes? And crickets. All right.
I was going to say, geez, guys, really? They're all typing furiously. I can hear it.
Yeah.
Or not. I could be lying.
No, I can't hear him. Wave Reagan Deerston. Close. Really close. Really close to that. Yes, baseball history dork in at the buzzer. It is Byron Buxton. Yes, good. Byron Buxton is correct. I'll take the autocorrect there. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. Byron Buxton.
We know that Byron Burton's not a player.
Yeah. I mean, probably was at some point. Let's be honest.
Yeah, well, good point.
Yeah. But all right. Here is the next one. Who is this MLB player? Third, second, and first baseman. 3-time All-Star. 2015 World Series.
I feel like by just saying what the words are, this one you easily put together.
Yeah. Yeah, when I first made these, like I couldn't even get them out half the time because I was geeking out. I thought they were so funny.
Yeah, this is Alien River Chips, right?
Yep, absolutely. Mike Moustakis is Monster Moustakis close. Mike Moustakis is the correct answer, Chad. Nice work. Mike Moustakis. And Captain got it. Yated Hanky got it.
After he guessed Monster Moustakis.
Yeah, so he only gets half points.
That's fine.
Yeah. All right.
But with inflation, because he's a history guy, he gets full points.
Facts. All right. This is the last one I got. Who is this MLB player? First baseman, comeback player of the year and came back from something pretty damn serious. And it was great to see him back.
Yeah, and a guy that this has been a favorite of this pod for a while.
Yes.
We've always loved this guy.
Yeah.
Not as much Joey Votto, but
No.
Trey male film leg.
Again, another great guess, but not quite.
So close. Just a bit outside.
Yes, Mike Reed got it. It is Trey Mancini. Nice job. Yep, Trey Mancini is correct. Nice. All right. Yeah, I
you made that one when he just won comeback player of the year too.
Yeah. So yeah, I love doing those. Those were fun.
They're so much fun.
Yeah. So you'll see some of those on the page. We're gonna split those up into reels too, if they're long enough. Hopefully they're long enough and I stretched them out enough, but we will see. But anyways, to end the show, chat, do you have anything? Harrison, do you have anything?
I do. So let's see. Where are we going to start? Let's start with StubHub. So StubHub has reached agreement with MLB, making it the official direct issuance partner of MLB. Basically meaning they will be the primary ticket. They will get all of the primary ticket inventory to be distributed directly through StubHub and other authorized marketplaces. But StubHub will be effectively, the first line of ticket sales versus just picking up the scraps.
Oh, gotcha. And they're not going to jack up the prices, right?
They are. There's a part of this deal also sets pricing, et cetera, et cetera. So they are allowed to float pricing just like MLB does for certain games and all that.
Right.
But they are effectively they're going to get a bigger share of the tickets to distribute out directly.
Okay.
So we'll see. We'll see what this does to ticket sales and also ticket prices. What MLB likes is the fact that StubHub's technology platform is better than MLB's current one. It makes the process easier. It allows them to get them out faster, deliver them in a more kind of seamless way to the consumer. So MLB likes the way that it's going to work.
Yeah,
we shall see.
I like the MLB Ballpark app. Like I like how you can check in, you can buy your tickets through there, but sometimes you don't get your tickets right away.
Right? Like, yeah, you're like sitting there going, "Where are my tickets?"
Yeah. So I kind of like that.
So yeah, so this is MLB is going to give up a little bit of control here to try to provide a better experience. We will see how that goes.
And Captain, you're probably not wrong here. They won't jack the ticket prices up, but the fees will be up. Because they can control the fees. Yeah.
I mean, MLB nickels and dimes you on the fees too. I'm sure StubHub will be worse.
Yeah.
Just kind of seems how it goes.
Yeah. Crazy. Got anything else?
What else we got, Chad? I got a couple more things, just some minor things, but what's Chad got? Anything?
I have not seen anything yet. No.
Well, all right. So there was. I want to get your take and everybody else's take. There was a story floated. Where did the number go? All right, here it is. So there was a story that came out in which Passan was quoted saying he believes that Kyle Tucker's contract will be in excess of $400 million. I will say that Tucker's had kind of a rough go of it lately, but there's still a belief that he's going to get a big ticket deal. So my question is, do you believe that Kyle Tucker's contract will be more than or less than $400 million?
Well, Jeff Passan also thinks that Nashville is an absolute shoo-in for expansion. So I'm not taking anything he says anymore. I'm taking it with a grain of salt.
Keep in mind, Passan is kind of like an MLB plant. Like he does his own reporting, but he also has to say certain things to make MLB happy to keep getting him his inside access. So I think he talks out of both sides of his mouth more often than he realizes or would like. But yes, I totally agree. He's not always the most credible source.
400 million. I mean, it's hard. Tucker is how old is Tucker? 31.
He's turning 29 in the offseason.
29. If we're looking at a 8 to 9 year contract to finish out his career to get him to 37, 38, it's 320 million. That's how much a year? That's 40 million a year, right?
Yeah, I mean, to get to, make it easy, 10 years at 40 gets you to 400. 10 years takes him to 39 though.
Oh, right. I don't know. That's a hard one. I mean, I would like to say that he wouldn't based on this, but I think you're banking on this being a down year. Because, I mean, his production the other years has been incredible when he's been on the field.
Yep.
And you look at the market the last 3 years, or last 2 years, especially with Ohtani and Soto, when we said we might see Ohtani get 500 million and he blows us off with 700. And then we're like, there's no way Juan Soto comes close to that, and he gets 800 when it's all said and done. So,
but over 5 more years.
Well, right, but what I'm saying is, we didn't even think that high of a number was even reachable, like with the opt-outs, with the incentive, all that stuff. Like, we're like Soto 550, 600 maybe, and that was after looking at Ohtani and being like, well, he's not better than Ohtani, he's not going to get that. So, for me to say that Tucker gets under 400 million, I don't think there's any way. I think he's at or above 400. Do I necessarily think that he deserves it? That might be another story. But, I mean, I think I'm willing to take a shot if I'm the Red Sox or another team. I think his production could pay for itself.
Yeah, I mean, here's a guy who 8 years in the league, his 162 game average is a 274 batting average with basically 30 and 100.
Yeah.
359 OBP. And a guy who's been, aside from 2024, has played at least 140 games. He's gone 140, 150, 157, 78 in 2024 because he had that fluky injury. He's already at 133 this year. So a guy who's been relatively durable over the last 4 or 5 seasons. And, 2023, he hit 284 with 29 and 112 and finished 5th in the MVP voting.
Yeah.
He was an all-star last year in only 78 games, all-star again this year. And even with a frustrating second half, he's still going to be right at his career average in home runs and a little bit below in terms of RBIs, but that's, again, not something you can always control.
Yeah. All right, so we're kind of split in the chat here. Chad says less. Mike Reed says Tucker will get 350 to 400. Doubt he'll get over that. Gated Hanky says more. Captain says Tucker should be a top paid player in the league. I mean, yeah, it's hard for me. I think 400, I think's kind of right on the dot. It's going to be 4 to 450, I think.
Yeah, I tend to be more on Mike Reed's side of 350 to 400 because I think 10 years is going to be a stretch for him. And if you're going to go 10, you might have to be a little bit more conservative because is Tucker a $50 million a year player? No. Is he? He's probably more like a $35 or $40 million a year player, but over a stretch of 10 years where you're going to get probably 6 really good years and 4 kind of meh years. I could see somebody going 10 years at 40 or 9 at 40 and change to try to get him there. I mean, honestly, my gut reaction was, like 8 years, 40 million, he's probably in the low 300s, but somebody may throw more years at him because it won't be the AAV that gets pumped up. It's going to be the years. They're going to tack on extra years rather than increase the annual value.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's just hard because I don't know the state of it. right now. And in the last 2 off seasons, I can't get a benchmark on what the market looks like because Soto and Otani has absolutely just destroyed the free agent market.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know where anyone's real value is at this moment.
Well, and
right?
I think to your point, I think this offseason is going to be a terrible judge of that, knowing that you've got a work stoppage coming in the next year.
So I think he's going to seek a big contract to get paid before they change because you don't know what this new structure is going to look like.
Right.
I know Chad said earlier in the chat that maybe he takes a 1-year deal, short-term deal, and gets a new deal after the stoppage. I don't think that would be smart for Tucker. If it's there for top dollar, I'm taking it now because it won't count against any cap if he's grandfathered into this.
Right.
So that would be my go on it. I think, but I don't know. Like I said, I can't put a money value on it because the market's just been absolute dog crap the last 2 years because of Soto and Otani. Like, I don't know where the bar is. I don't know where the benchmark is. I don't know where the top player in the offseason gets paid that's not Otani or Soto. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
No clue. But
yep.
I think 400 is the number. I really do.
Yeah, I think that's a kind of a good anchoring point. You know, could it be a little bit higher? Sure. Could be a little bit lower? Sure. But I think if you kind of split the differences, that's a pretty good spot to assume that in all the scenarios you run, that's kind of where he averages out.
Yeah, I would agree.
You know, and there's a belief that the Phillies are going to be in on him. The Giants are going to be in on him. The Cubs are going to be in, but likely can't stretch as far as they're going to need to pull that off. Because they got other guys they've got to think about. But at the same time, the Cubs have proven when they need some extra resources, they can sometimes go find them.
If you're the Phillies, you find any way possible to keep Kyle Schwarber in your clubhouse. That has to be your number one priority. I know what Kyle Tucker is, but Kyle Schwarber is a 350 on base guy that hits 45 home runs.
And hits 218.
Yeah, but his on base percentage is ridiculous.
No, I agree. And that's actually the next topic I was going to get to is that there's a lot of conversations right now that, you know, Tucker is going to be in that $30 to $35 million a year range, even though he's a DH only. And even though he's not necessarily a young man anymore. I think that's actually not a bad deal for Kyle Tucker. And I think if you're the Red Sox and you look back on the fact that you could have kept him on a long-term deal, but instead you chose to go sign Yoshida, that didn't work out for you.
Don't even get me started.
Because Tucker turns 33 before next year starts. So he turns 33 basically in spring training next year.
Wait, so, Tucker does or Schwarber does?
Schwarber does. Sorry, Schwarber. Schwarber turns 33 in March. So how many more years are you going to get from him? He's a DH. You can probably expect a little bit more, but how long does that bat hold up? I don't know. I mean, this is a guy whose career trajectory is a little weird because he bottomed out hard back in kind of 19 and 20 and then really came back in the last 19 was good. 2020 was rough. 2021 was a bit of a mixed bag. And then he really came back roaring the last 3 seasons in Philly.
Yeah.
I mean, he had the 197 year in 2023, but he still hit 47 and drove in 104.
So,
I mean,
such a mind-numbing stat line. 197, 40, and 100.
Yep.
Mind-numbing stat line.
I mean, and this year is going to be this is going to be his best season of his career. 243, 49 and 119, and he's still got a month to play. What
was his OBP that year? He was 197, 40, and 100.
343.
Like 343. That's crazy. That's how many walks he drew that year, too.
Well, and what's amazing is, he had 215 Ks and 126 walks.
Yeah. This
year he's at 243, and his OBP is only 20 points higher at 366. Batting average is almost 50 points higher. Yeah. That's just how good the problem is that was how good his OBP was in 2023 is that with all the strikeouts, which that was his career high in strikeouts, he still managed 343.
Yeah.
And played 160 games. I mean, the guy's played 155, 160, 150. He's already at 139. He's played pretty much every day. Actually, I think he has played every day.
Yeah, crazy. I the umpire in the Yankee
Oh
series.
God.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, it's so bad. The
Yeah.
umpiring, I feel like, just gets worse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw the ejections last night. Was it? It was Boone. Boone got tossed, and Williams did on the way out, but he was already out of the game, so it didn't really matter. But yeah, it has not been good. But
Yep.
all right. ABS is coming next year. Won't have to worry about it.
Yeah, and they need it bad. Yeah, Mike, wouldn't give Schwarber more than 4 years. Probably not a bad idea, but you're going to pay him a lot for those 4 years. He's going to be like 4 years, 150.
Yeah, and I'm probably giving it to him.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of teams that would line up to give it to him.
Yep. I'd like to see that dude in Colorado, see what he can do do there for a season.
But I think the problem Philadelphia is going to have is I think they're going to have an issue with if you want to keep Schwarber, yes, but does that preclude you from being able to go out and get Tucker?
If you're Dombrowski, it doesn't.
Well, no, Dombrowski doesn't care. He's going to leave the cupboard bare when he walks out the door. Oh, more Yankees nonsense tonight. Great.
Yeah, probably.
I've not seen it tonight. I can't wait to go watch the highlights or the lowlights.
Yeah, I don't think it deters the Phillies from going after Tucker at all. I think that you sign Schwarber, you sign Tucker, you find a way to move on from Brandon Marsh, you find a way to move on from Alec Boehm. All the names that we've heard. Castellanos, what's his status like? We've heard his name floated around, although everybody loves him in Philly. I don't know.
Well, he's signed through next year, but he's now become a platoon outfielder. He's not even playing every day anymore.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't deter the Phillies from going after both. I'm gonna say, but I'm like, how many more lefties do you need in that lineup, though?
Yeah, fair.
I don't know. I think you're gonna try to seek a right-handed slugger in there at somewhere to break up those lefties.
Yeah, you may have to, and I think you thought Castellanos would be that guy, and he's proven to be good, but he doesn't have that kind of impact bat.
And your right-handed sticks are starting to decline. Other than Trey Turner, Castellanos, Real Muto. Who else do you have in there right-handed that's giving you any production?
I mean, nobody. It's Schwarber's lefty, Stott's a lefty. You got Boehm, but Boehm's kind of in the doghouse.
You got Harper. Stott, you said Stott, right? Marsh. I mean, they're all left-handed. So
Boehm was your hope for a right-handed power bat, and that just hasn't seemed to work out. Yeah.
In streaks it does, but
it does. Like his numbers are down this year: 276, 9, and 51. This is a guy that hit 20 in 2023 and 15 last year, drove in almost 100. His numbers are going to be down pretty good this year.
Yeah. So I don't know. Interesting.
Yeah, they'll be so lefty heavy it's not even funny.
Yeah. But it won't matter if you have high quality lefty bats like they do. But
no, it won't. All right, last one here. Bregman. There was a story going around earlier about Bregman and the fact that he's looking to go back out in the market for a 5-year, $35 million per year deal. Question is, does Bregman opt out of the contract with the Red Sox? And if so, does he end up signing back with Boston, or does Bregman end up somewhere else?
Trying to take my Homer hat off here for a second, but I think he likes it here now that the noise has settled down. I really do. I think he likes it in Boston. I think he likes the youth. I think he likes the promise. If I'm him, I think I would probably, if there was a wink deal with the Red Sox, he'd be like, I'm going to, go to free agency, then you can sign me for 5 years and I'll call it a career. Right? Because he'll be 36, 37, something like that. You'll get his good years left. I could see him doing that. However, I mean, $40 million is a year for these next two opt-ins, he won't find on the open market. I know he won't. There's no way.
Yep.
Right? I don't think there's a team that would give him that.
I mean, apparently the Tigers are still desperate for that position. I mean, they were even trying to see if they could get him in a trade. I think the Tigers could make a run at him. I think there's probably teams that we haven't even considered that might make a run at him. The Yankees may come back out because LeMahieu's officially gone. They still don't have a solution there because McMahon. I think Ryan McMahon is a free agent, and he wasn't really the guy they wanted, anyways. Right. I think they settled for him because he was available. Yeah, he signed through 2027, so they've got McMahon for 2 more years.
Okay.
Assuming, I mean, it doesn't mean you couldn't trade him or DFA him, but
yeah. Boston needs to sign him. I don't know that Bregman needs it though. Yeah, the Braves can't because they got Riley there, and Mike Reed thinks he opts out after next year.
Interesting, yeah, because so again, Passan wrote this past week that barring any sort of injury or sort of catastrophic slump here down the stretch, the expectation around baseball that Bregman's camp has not denied is that he will opt out and join Kyle Tucker and Schwarber and that whole top tier group of free agents and go try to get the 5-year contract again. Because ultimately, he didn't want the contract he signed with the Red Sox. He took it because he couldn't get the long-term deal.
Right.
I think he's going to go back out and try again. If he can get a long-term deal somewhere, I think he'll take it. However, there's also a belief that Passan said where even if he does opt out, there's a likelihood that he would come back to Boston on a 5-year deal because he's said it several times that he and his wife like Boston. He likes the kind of the atmosphere and the culture and would like to be here long term. So it doesn't mean that he won't come back.
Yeah. Chad, this is a good question. I don't necessarily know the answer to this. If there's no baseball in 27, would the option move to 28? If you have an option for 27 and there's no baseball in 27, does your option move to 28 or does your contract just expire?
Well, so the contracts for 27, there's no baseball, basically freeze. So he has to exercise that option for 27 after the World Series in 26. So I don't think he has. I think he has. I think he has to make his decision before the lockout would even happen because the CBA is good until what, like December 26th? Is that when it goes?
Yeah, it's something weird like that. It's like September 13th at 4 or something, whatever.
Yeah, it's December. Weird. It's December something of 2027. Sorry, it's December something of 2026 that determines 2027. So I think he's got to make his decision before that day even comes.
Okay. Wow. I don't know. That's definitely an interesting one because if that's what he's seeking, if he's seeking the long-term deal, then yeah, he's going to free agency because there will be a team looking at this year, yes, he was hurt a big bulk of the first year, which hurt his production, his overall production and numbers, but he's still a damn good baseball player, man. And he's going to add so much value to your clubhouse and teams are going to pay for that. He is the anti-Framber Valdez. People are going to want him because he's a clubhouse guy and a leader.
Yep.
So,
yeah, totally agree.
Yeah. I think there will be teams that would give him a 5-6 year deal for sure. Come finish your career with us.
Yep. I think he'll have suitors. I think last offseason, Boris misplayed his hand and they settled for this deal, which Boris has done the last few off seasons. I think Bregman will be more in control this go around.
This is smelling to me. It's Adrian Beltre 2.0.
Yep. Totally agree. It was the 1 year, kind of resurrection deal, and then I'm going to go get paid.
Yeah. Which, I mean, you can argue he got paid this year because no one was giving him $40 million a year except for the Red Sox.
Well, yeah, the deal he wanted wasn't out there.
But he wants the length.
Yes, he wants the certainty.
I just go back to I don't know. Like the market's been so jacked up. It's so hard to tell who wants to sign these guys long term and who wants to sign them for a year and hope they can make a run and then let them go. and what that value is going to be. I have no pulse on what numbers in years look like anymore after these last 2 off seasons. I really don't.
And I think that, like I said before, I think that this off season will be even more weird because I think a lot of teams are going to make 5, 6, 7-year commitments to guys, knowing full well that year number 2 is going to get wiped out.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so you're going to be making commitments and decisions with a lot of uncertainty ahead of you about whether or not you even play baseball in 2027.
Yeah,
it's gonna be weird. All right, one more thing for you. So there's 13, I would say, kind of notable players with opt-outs in their contracts, and here is the insider's opinion of where those go. Will these players opt out or not?
Hold on, give me the players before you tell me if they. I want to see if I got it. I get them right.
Okay. First player is Pete Alonso. Does he opt out?
He opts in.
He stays in New York?
I think so.
Okay. The belief is around the league that he opts out and goes similar to Bregman. He's going to go try to get the long-term deal. He's proved his value, and now he wants to get paid for it long-term.
I see that. I get it.
Yep.
But like, he's a New York Met to me, man. And I think he feels that too.
Well, it doesn't mean he doesn't re-sign with the Mets. He just doesn't want to do it on another 1-year deal.
That's true. That's fair.
Because he got $30 million this year. He's got a $24 million option for next year. After yet another 30 and 100 year, he's going to want to go fix
Test
that.
it. Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
Edwin Diaz.
What would he opt in for? How much?
He's got 2 years and $37 million left on the deal. Coming off potentially one of his best seasons ever.
Ooh. I think there's a need for closers around the league. I'm going to say he opts out.
Yeah, and the belief is that, yes, he opts out. There's also a belief that the Mets may approach him before he gets to make that decision to try to re-sign him like they did last time. But if that doesn't happen, the belief is that he will opt out.
Yeah.
Next one, Cody Bellinger. He has a $25 million player option.
Oof. I think he opts in. I think he takes that 25. He's had a rough kind of free agencies these last couple of years. Yeah. So I say he opts in. That would be my guess.
Yeah, belief around baseball is he's put up his most home runs and RBI since the 2019 MVP season. He's going to look for a 9-figure deal this winter. Will he opt out? Yes.
Wow.
He's going to chase. He's a similar guy to Bregman. He's going to go chase the bigger contract.
I get it, but like, you're hitting your home runs in New York, man. I don't know. I would take the $25 million.
Question: Do you think the Yankees approach him about an extension, or is his time in New York just going to end?
That's a hard one. I don't know. I don't know if the Yankees want to play that game with him. I think they just let him kind of go. If they haven't talked extension already, they'll just let him go. Yeah,
I think he just kind of fades away. All right. Robert Suarez. He's 34. 2 years and $16 million off on his current deal.
So only $8 million a year is what he's getting?
Yep.
I would say opt out. He wants to get paid for what he's bringing at the back end of games.
Yeah, I mean, he's 34, so he's not going to get the long-term kind of deal that like a Diaz would get, but
he would get higher annual value.
He should be getting more like $16 million per season, not 16 over 2.
Yes.
So yeah, the belief is he will opt out. Yes. Shane Bieber. He has a $16 million option.
Move. This one's a tough one for me because you're coming off such a big injury. My gut is telling me he opts in to prove that he can do it and get paid. But is there a team that would be willing to take the chance on him coming off another arm injury? I'm gonna say he opts in.
Yeah, belief around baseball is that he will opt out.
Wow.
only because it's only 16 million and he feels like he's going to be able to, and if he can prove he's healthy in September, that'll open up options for him. But
I think that's the big one. It depends on how well he pitches down the stretch here, and
exactly,
in the postseason. Postseason gets guys contracts. Look at Walker
it
Buehler.
does. It does. If Bieber can prove he's still that guy and he can actually take the mound, then maybe. I think I'm with you. I tend to think that it's silly of him to opt out. He should go take another season in Toronto and prove it, and then go get paid. But for Bieber, the window's also closing, so maybe it's better to try to go make a few more bucks. So the belief is yes, he'll opt out. Jack Flaherty has a $20 million option. He's not been great this year.
With the Tigers, I say he opts in. I think he was kind of a last-minute signing in the offseason too. I think he's not going to find $20 million on the open market, although there are a lot of teams that do need starters.
Their team's so pitching strapped, but
yeah, I don't know. I'm just guessing here. I'm gonna say he opts out. Everyone else is opt out.
Yeah. Belief is Jack Flaherty will opt out to go for a greater overall guarantee in free agency.
Who wrote this article?
This is ESPN. So
okay, so everyone's opting out to get more money, just like they are all their TV deals. Okay, moving on.
Yep. Trevor Story
opted out.
2 years, 55 million left, and he's 33.
I mean, he had one of the best seasons he's had in a long time. Heck, opt out because he's gonna go on this year. Yeah, he's had a storybook year.
Belief around baseball is no. There's no market. There will not be a market for him.
Of course. Yeah, of course.
The injury track record is bad.
Well,
the consistency is not there. He's had a great season, but the belief is at 33, he's not likely to find a better market than the 2 years, 55 left.
Well, I mean, that's fair. That's 27.5 million, right?
Yeah, for a guy who's barely been on the field.
I mean, I get it, but I mean, everyone else was opting out, so that's
I know, I totally get it. All right, Tyler O'Neill. He's got 2 years and $33 million left on his deal. And he's played 43 games.
Yeah, but as long as he's on an opening day roster, it doesn't really matter. He'll just go deep.
That's true. You're buying at least one home run.
Yeah. That one's hard. Orioles are going nowhere fast, it seems. I don't know. I say he opts in. I don't know if anybody's vying for Tyler O'Neill's services, really. I think he opts in.
Yeah, and that is the belief. He will not opt out because he won't find a better market than the 2 years and 33 left on his deal. And Baltimore could be a good ballpark for his swing if he can be healthy.
Well, they'll move the fence in again, so that's fine.
I mean, it's fine. All right. Jock Peterson. He's got an $18.5 million option.
He should opt in, no doubt.
That is the belief. That is the belief. He will not opt out.
I don't think there's anybody that would. I think he would end up like your Joey Gallos, your Anthony Rizzo's that thought that they could sign onto another team and then they don't have jobs. So it would be smart for him to opt in, 1,000%.
Yeah, that's the belief. He'll stay. Lourdes Gurriel Jr.
Oh, that's a hard one.
He's got an $18 million option.
He's got to opt in. He has to. He just blew out his ACL. That's an opt-in.
The belief around baseball was even before tearing the ACL, he was going to stay because he probably wasn't going to get $18 million somewhere else.
He loves it in Arizona. He's good in Arizona. The fans love him. The team loves him. He's a big part of that culture there. But that knee injury, I think he probably could have gotten $18 million somewhere else. He's had some pretty good seasons for them.
He has, and this was not his best season, but
it wasn't. But in the grand scheme of things, $18 million isn't that much anymore. That's your middle of the line contract. That's your average MLB player contract.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's really not a bad deal. Well, so ESPN cap, and this is Passan. Passan is the ESPN guy. as much as I don't always love passing, he tends to be the guy with the best insider information, which will probably change when ESPN's not the go-to for MLB, but at least he adds credibility to the article.
Yeah.
But yeah, normally I don't take anything ESPN says as worth a damn. All right, this is an interesting one. Ha-Seong Kim, who just got claimed by the Braves off of waivers, he has a $16 million option.
I haven't heard his name once this year.
Because he's missed it pretty much the entire year. So you haven't missed much.
Then it's an opt-in.
Yeah,
he's gonna opt in for that.
Ha-Seong Kim has played in exactly 26 games this year.
Yeah, that's almost an automatic opt-in.
Yeah, and that's the belief. Yes, he will stay because he was not healthy this year, and going to free agency off of such a poor showing is not good.
No.
And the same is true for the next two guys, Frankie Montas and AJ Minter. Montas, obviously, he's gonna get paid next year while he rehabs, so you don't opt out. That'd be dumb. And AJ Minter, who missed all of this year, is also not going to opt out. That'd be insane. He pitched 11 innings.
Who has been hurt more in their careers? Frankie Montas or Shane Bieber?
Ooh.
I mean, it just seems like every time we bring these guys up, it's injury. Oh, they're back for a start? Injury. And for like big chunks of times.
Well, let's see.
Oh, well, I was just kind of doing it off the top of your head what you thought, but.
Oh, I mean, in between those guys, yeah. I mean, I think that I feel like Bieber's missed more time. But it's probably pretty close.
Yeah.
I mean, the other guy to mix into that is Jacob deGrom, who's missed more time than both of them.
Well, yeah, I wasn't even going to bring his name into it because I was just like, yeah, naturally.
But I think, it's got to be pretty close. I mean, you've got Montas has missed. Let's see, he had shoulders. He missed. Yeah, he's missed like so much the last few years. It might actually be Montas because Bieber's has all been recently. Montas goes back. I mean, he had issues in 2020. I don't think he's pitched. Now I got to look. I don't think he's pitched much at all in the last few years.
No, ever since he came over from the A's, he hasn't been on the field. He really hasn't. He had one start with the Yankees and he was down.
Yeah, so in 25 he made 9 appearances. 24 he made 30 appearances.
Okay.
In 23 he made 1. In 22 he made 27. In 21 he made 32. All right, it's not as bad as it seems.
It seems like he's always been out.
He's just missed chunks of time, but he hasn't missed like
numerous stints.
2019, he missed half of 19. He missed half of 18. Yeah, so a lot of his might have been earlier. And then 23 was a total loss.
Yeah. Dang. Crazy.
And then Shane Bieber. This is probably going to be ugly.
Well, he had his Cy Young in 2020 when he made 3 starts.
Yeah, so he made 33 appearances, 34 in 19, 12 in 2020, 16 in 21, 31 in 22, 21 in 23, 2 in 24, and 3 so far in 25. So with Bieber, it's all been recent. Montas has been kind of sprinkled in, but a lot of it was earlier. So it's probably pretty close.
Yeah.
8 years. So for Bieber, it's 8 years and 139 appearances. For Frankie Montas, it's been 10 years and 169 appearances. So
it's pretty
damn close.
Yeah,
it's actually
dang. Yeah. You're on mute, I think, Harrison.
Yo.
You're good.
I almost find that shocking that it's so close, but I probably shouldn't because they both had all kinds of injuries.
Yeah. Pretty wild. Wow. All right.
I'd have Beaver.
Yeah, for sure. But
all right.
All right, fellas, we're gonna call it. We will be back. We will Bieber
We'll
back
Bieber
on.
back.
We will Bieber back on Sunday to talk about the weekend series and upcoming playoffs. I mean, we're 4 weeks away. NFL season kicked off tonight, so it's.
Who cares?
I'm not saying that, but that's just
Who
telling me the
cares?
post. That's just telling me the postseason's coming. That's all that's telling me.
Yeah, and all of you better still be here on Sunday nights during the NFL season. I'm just saying, and
Yeah.
Thursdays for that matter.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. So, all right. That being said, hope all your teams do well this weekend. Hope the Mariners turn it around. Hope the Red Sox can overcome this Roman Anthony injury and get back to it.
And we hope the
but
Yankees lose.
exactly. But it is going to be an interesting 3.5 weeks here coming down the stretch. So that being said, we'll talk about it again on Sunday. Hope you all have a good weekend. And again, thank you for always coming back and being here in the comments for us. Your support is greatly appreciated. We can't thank you enough. So again, check us out on Patreon if you haven't already. Great way to build our community even more so we can build that audience for some postseason watch parties, which is what we're looking to get into. So check that out. And we'll see y'all on Sunday, 9 p.m.